Hello and welcome back. Now today it's raining, isn't it? Don't know if you can hear.
It's only a very light shower, but it's been showering all day.
And I woke up and thought I was back in England. So we thought we would do another little blog, and this time we're going to do it about how to become a camping and caravan warden, assistant warden. They're all called different things. We're actually called park rangers as well, aren't we?
We are, yes.
So this seems to be a topic that is becoming increasingly popular. People, I'm finding, are not wanting to do stressful jobs anymore, and they're not wanting to wait till retirement, so they're finding a way of doing it a lot earlier, which is something we did. And as we've been going around the campsites chatting to people, we've also found plenty of others that have also decided to quit their jobs, as they say. Not just English, but there is also that Dutch couple, wasn't there?
Yes.
He was working in a car dealership, she was a house cleaner, and she told us that they just got fed up and they wanted to go off travelling, and they hadn't even got a job to go back to.
No.
Now that's something I probably wouldn't do. We need a safety net because, like I say, we have got bills to pay. So our safety net is our house, and obviously I wouldn't do this without having to secure a job. Agreed?
Agreed.
So, entirely up to you, of course. If you don't have many commitments, go for it. So, as we had interviews, as I was emailing people, I started doing it in August. I had the idea of doing it. Mark was in bed. I shouted up to Mark, said, "I've applied for some campsite jobs." "Okay," he said, didn't you? And as we had two interviews. We got the second one. The first one was fantastic. We really disappointed we didn't get it, but she did give us some valuable information. The only reason that we didn't get it was because we had no experience, that old cliche. She does want us to reapply for the 2019 season, but I don't think we will we?
No, we'll see how we get on with our...
We're going to see how we get on with this one.
Yeah, and our first adventures of being a warden.
And it's always a string to your bow. We've also had one of the clubs, it was the Caravan and Motorhome Club, who are also very interested in us. However, there were reasons that we didn't go down that route, which we'll go into in a second. But the first thing first is to do some research and Google it, becoming a camping and caravan site warden. There's not a great deal out there, and I've just done it again this morning, and there still isn't. When I did it, this is how I came across YouTube, and it was in August. I didn't really know much about it. Some little ones popped up there of people that have taken to the camera and given their views on it, and I watched them, and I have my favourite, which I subscribe to, and I still watch them now. But it's not a great deal out there, so we thought we'd do this because we do know how popular it is. And also, when we had our first interview at Charmouth, the reason we didn't get it was because we didn't have the experience. There were 50 couple applicants, and we got down to the final two.
Yes.
I'm really pleased about that. Although we were really disappointed we didn't get it, there's always a reason why you don't, and it did actually work out that the one that we're going to now, it's a theme park and campsite in Devon, over 100 acres. There's going to be 6 warden couples at peak season, and we thought about it and thought, do you know what? That sounds a little bit more like us, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
We're going to be in a warden area, so I can imagine there's going to be some fun times there in the evenings with barbecues. So we're really looking forward to that. We've already started to speak to one of the warden couples who are also doing the same thing. Hello to Carl and Jude. Really looking forward to getting to know them. They sound just like we do, absolutely bonkers. Apologies for the squeak. Summer loves her squeaky bone and does like to use it to get our attention. So, going back to how you do it, look at the job description online. The Caravan and Motorhome Club have one also online, as do the Camping and Caravan Club. see how you feel about it. Is it matching your personality? Have you got the skills, do you think, over the years that you've worked, that you could apply to it? Myself and Mark do have many skills between us, don't we?
We do.
Mark is a technical computer guy with building, plumbing, electrics, can do absolutely anything, can't you?
Well,
Well,
almost.
Not drinking beer, unfortunately, isn't one of them.
Do you have to go on about that?
Yes, I do. So I was a hotel receptionist for 2 years on the Gower, which I absolutely loved. That was right down my street. Mark worked down in the local shop, which he got to meet lots of people, didn't you?
Yeah.
And he was restoring our cottage in Wales at the same time, so it suited us very well. Before that, we both had long-standing jobs. Mark was an IT engineer, and I worked for an insurance company for a very long time. So we've got quite a lot of skills between us, which we thought would come in. Well, we're very confident they're all going to come in useful as our role as an assistant warden or park ranger, whatever you decide. The next thing you need to think about is majority of these jobs are for couples, and you do require to have a caravan or a motorhome, because you do get a free pitch, and the perks are you have free electric, free water, no community charge, no TV licence, and a free use of the laundry.
But there are some sites provide you with a static caravan, so it's not necessarily all the time that you've got a caravan, it's just an advantage.
Yes, and we also get free use of the gym in the Best Western Hotel opposite, don't we?
Yes.
Whether we'll use it or not, because we'll probably be absolutely exhausted, because it is very hilly. We'll hopefully be quite fit by the end of the season, won't we?
Hopefully.
So there's some of the perks. Now I was also going to mention the reason we didn't go down the Caravan Motorhome Club route and also the Camping and Caravan Club route was because their training is quite extensive. So we'd already booked to come to Spain for the winter, and they also don't guarantee a start date, which, you know, we'd have loved to have done it. The only thing is the training is quite intense, not that that's a problem, but obviously it would mean training, so it would probably interfere with the job that you've already got, so you'd have to take holiday to do the training courses. Very thorough training, I believe, from the couple on YouTube that have done it, but you don't get a guarantee a start date, and you do get sent all over the UK. You may have a little choice in that, but the majority of the time you've got to show willing. Now unfortunately for us, we needed to stay down in the southwest, so we've got Dorset, Somerset, Devon to choose from. Also the independent sites are on that job training, and I always think that that's a lot better. I mean, obviously you get that with the clubs as well, and their pay is slightly more than the clubs, I believe. We've also got the choice as well that if we do like it in this particular site in Devon, we can just go straight back there next year. No, you know, that's it. With the clubs, they could move you, and I didn't want to come across as, oh no, we don't want to go up to Scotland or anything. We need to stay down in the southwest, really, don't we? So we're really looking forward to it. So if you want to do it, if you think you can do it, the other thing, very important, is could you work with your other half all the time? Oh God. Which of course Mark can. We do get on really well, don't we?
We do. We have our little niggles, but
yes, we do have heated debates. I wear the trousers, the boxer shorts and the socks, don't I?
She likes blowing her own trumpet.
I
yes,
do.
we know.
And I am very bossy. So that's the main thing. So if you can do that, then obviously that is very, very important. So I just had a look now on the internet for jobs, and I see they are advertising already. So, you know, if you're thinking about it, it might be worth starting to apply. Get your CV up together. Me and Mark worked for companies for a long time, so you do make sure your CV is up to date. Make sure it reads well. I've been in a role where I've had to do CVs, and honestly, some of them are just dreadful. Make sure, remember, it's a sales presentation of yourself, and nobody is going to blow your own trumpet, only you. Make sure it's professional, its grammar is correct, and it reads really well, because that is so important. If you've done anything in your life, achievements, I did rather a lot, didn't I? So I printed off loads and loads, and you had some as well. Anything extra, it's a sales presentation, you are selling yourself. So, you know, do look at that, and then ping away, get those emails out. Another thing is, if you have a favourite site, campsite that is, give them a call, see what they think. They may have opportunities coming up for the next season. It's always worth a try, and if you know the site, you go there regularly, then that's certainly a good thing. What we did notice, wasn't it, when we had our first interview, she gave us a little pointers, and she said that the couple who had worked the previous year had to give up halfway through the season. Now, you need to find a cliche here. You need to find out, you know, why did they leave? And the reason they left was because they had a mortgage and they couldn't sustain. Because it's not brilliant pay. You're not going to be driving a brand new BMW. But what it is, it's a lifestyle change, away from stress. I mean, you are going to get your stress, but nowhere near like you would in a corporate company. And also, you know, make sure you can financially sustain looking after your house if you have one. So on our CV, we actually added that to it, didn't we? And we put, we don't have a mortgage. We're lucky enough not to have one of those anymore. Hooray, it was great. So, you know, it's worth thinking about, can you live on this small income? It's only for the season. You know, it's tough. It is tough. It's going to be tough, isn't it? You know, we're not going to be able to do lots and lots of things, but we've chosen this lifestyle. We've had the jobs where we could do and buy anything we wanted. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't go back to that. Would you? No,
too stressful.
No, wouldn't do it. And the more you earn, the more you spend on things you don't need to impress people you don't like. So what is the point? And let's go for the interviews. We had to travel 3 hours, didn't we, for ours?
Always be willing to travel.
Yeah, show willing, and, you know, good luck. You know, really go for it, really sell yourself. It's a fantastic way of life. It feels like you're on holiday all the time. We have actually lived in our caravan previously for 3 months when our house was going through, didn't we? And we were still working in our jobs in Bristol and loved it. We didn't want to move in the cottage, did we?
No.
We absolutely loved it. We didn't go away while we were restoring the cottage, and we really, really missed it, didn't we? We were so busy, so busy doing DIY, renovating, plastering and putting in new bathrooms and kitchens that we didn't do it, but really, really did miss it. So go for it, get the job, make sure you've got a decent caravan and awning, and away you go. Book that Spanish trip for the winter. Another little point is, if you do Brittany ferries? It's not Britannic, is it?
Brittany.
Yeah, if you do Brittany ferries, their prices for the winter do come out end of July / beginning of August. You can book it and pay just £40 deposit, because obviously you just don't know if you get a job when your start date is. We changed our tickets 6 times. Now if you do it online, it's free, but if you ring the call centre up, they'll charge you £15 admin fee. Good old admin fees. So you get that ferry booked, and it doesn't matter then if I think you can change it up to 2 weeks before you...
2 weeks before you leave, yeah.
So, fantastic. So just do it. Just get it booked. Campsites are a little bit different. This campsite here, I must have really annoyed them because I kept changing it. But they were absolutely fine. So we thought we'd do another video for you and just catch up, because we have my mother coming on Monday, don't we?
We do, yes.
Do you think she'll leave her broomstick at home?
Possibly not.
Imagine she can do perfectly well without it. We can always hide in the annex.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we might be able to, or allowed to update, and we might not. So if we don't, we'll try and get as many up before the arrival of Mother. If not, we will see you in about a week's time. Alright, take care, bye!
Okay then, bye then.
Did I get...